Hi guys, welcome to this week's Tau Thursday episode. This week I am going to play some Warhammer 40,000 Eternal Crusade, just so I can do something when I was talking absolute baloney, and I'm going to reach out a 15 point list, very small, 1500 point list that I played versus 3,000 points of Imperial Guard. There was 4 players, so there was 2 Imperial Guard players, 2 1500 point lists, and it was Ultramarines and Tau versus them. So it's actually 1,503 points. It's 81 power level. It looks like I'm just after getting into a game here. I don't know what's the best way of doing this, because I'm trying not to go knocking it too much. So I have 2 detachments in this list. I have 3 HQs for a Supreme Command detachment, giving me +1. I don't have all my Fire Warriors painted, so I didn't want to take 3 units of Fire Warriors. So for the 3 HQs, I have Long Strike in his Hammerhead, I have an Ethereal, and I have Aunva. That was just to spread out the rerolls for 1s or Sense of Stone. That's all that I have in that one. In that detachment is 311 points. Long Strike has 2 MV1 gun drones and his railgun, and the Ethereal has an Honor Blade. Aunva comes with Aunva and 2 Ethereal Guards. That's all that there is to it. Then the second detachment is a Vanguard detachment. It's 64 power level, 1,192 points. For the HQ, I have this is one of the Forge Row commanders. Oh, the battery's gonna die. Okay, I'm gonna charge the battery and come back. Okay guys, I've got a semi-full battery now, so welcome back. I finished off that game when I was waiting on the battery to charge. So yeah, when the battery's dying there, I was talking about the HQ choice for the Vanguard detachment. So you're up to 5 CPs taking the Supreme Command detachment. You're getting 2 Ethereals that can do 2 6-inch bubbles of reroll 1s to hit, I think it is, or units within 6 get a 6 up, feel no pain basically. For the Vanguard detachment, it's +1 CP, so your Battle Forge, that brings you up to 5. The HQ is the commander in XV-81 Crisis Battlesuit. He's equipped with a fusion blaster, a plasma rifle, Mark V1 gun drone or MV1 gun drone, MV7 marker drone, and his I don't take systems with him basically because he comes stock with a smart missile system. That's Commander Blightsun, the one that I've painted, so it's mainly why I use that one. I have 1 Breacher team which has 9 Fire Warriors. 9 Fire Warriors and a Fire Warrior Chasseur. Elites I have 3. I have the XV-104 Riptide Battlesuit. He is coming in with 2 smart missile systems, a heavy burst cannon, a multi-tracker to reroll 1s he fires at the same target, 2 MV-84 shielded missile drones, and he has target lock as well, so he doesn't suffer the penalty for moving with a heavy weapon. He's coming in at 368 points. Then I have a 3-man stealth XV-25 stealth suit team. The stealth chasseurs have multi-trackers, and so does the Chasseur. And then I have an XV-95 Ghost Keel Battlesuit. He's coming in with 2 flamers, a fusion collider, multi-tracker, and 2 MV5 stealth drone, and he has target lock. Then I have a 5-man Pathfinder team, a Pathfinder Chasseur, and 2 Pathfinders with rail rifles. I have 1 Suicide Piranha with a fusion blaster, and then I have a TY7 Devilfish, 2 MV1 gun drones, burst cannon, and a seeker missile. Now the total for that list is coming in at 1503 points. It's a little expensive for some of the stuff. Like we played a game. What I was talking about, the game that we played. Okay, what's going on here? Just picking my deployment zone. I've got an Ultramarine beside me. He's cool. Yeah, good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Maybe if I pull this up a bit, yeah, that's a bit easier to see. Yeah, so the Ultramarine player was using Raboot Gilliman. He's actually a pretty cool model. He's not as big as I thought he was, which was kind of disappointing. But okay, I'm dead. That's great. He was pretty handy, you know. He put him on top of a building. He had, what is that? He had he'd Vanguard. No, that's not the ones. He had, well, they were veterans anyway, not the Vanguard ones, the normal veterans. And he had 2 tactical squads, and these were like in a bunker around them, so Raboot never actually took damage until he charged in and started killing tanks. But the Imperial Guard players had a lot of Lehman Russes. There was a lot of last cannons on them, and then to the side, one side had 2 basilisks, and the other side had 3 or 4 mortars, 2 autocannons, and I think 3 last cannon things. So like, it was a pretty hard game to deal with. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm so dead. Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Yeah, I died. But it was a good game. I think taking the Riptide, the Ghost Keel, and Long Strike as a Hammerhead is Long Strike is one of the HQs and Supreme Command Detachment, sinks a lot of points for you. In fairness, I think Long Strike probably got MVP because he survived the game, I'd say, for 3 or 4 turns on one round. I'm going for a heavy bolter here. On 1 wound, because last cannons just couldn't damage him and he was saving them. Now obviously he was useless to me to a point because he was on his last bracket, like, because he only had 1 wound, but he just couldn't die. And it was the same with the stealth suits. I put them up pretty frontal with let's brace up here on top of a building, because they have like an infiltrator move, so I was using that to try and get them up front, and they were killing guardsmen, and that was fine. This is probably going to kill me now. Okay, I can't shoot him. But what happened then was the Lehman Russ, I think it was, something, or it could have been hot shot las guns or something like that. Basically nearly destroyed them, but the last guy was grand because he was re-rolling 1s and he had his burst cannon, so he just kept plugging away at the guardsmen, which was pretty handy for me. The Hammerhead didn't really move. It was kind of funny because once he got reduced to his last wound, he was actually sitting beside all the Ultramarines, and I was rolling a lot of 6s that game, so we weren't feeling. Oh, there's the last cannon shot. I'm dead. We weren't feeling too safe with a ready to explode rail gun on a tank sitting beside Raboot Gilman and all his guys, because they would have just taken mortal wounds. So I had to keep moving him each turn to try and stay away. He was only moving like 3 inches or something, so I had to move him to try and keep him away from the Ultramarines and Aun Va, because the Ultramarine guys, Raboot was our warlord. So that was fine. Ghost Keel didn't perform too well there with the Fusion Collider. There was one of them was a Chimera and one of them was a Hellhound, but basically what happened was I deployed them in ruins, like directly across from the 2 tanks, and their flamers just absolutely ate them up, because I'm stupid really, and flamers auto hit, so they don't suffer the -3 from the Ghost Keel's Electro Warfare suit and his 2 specialised drones. So it probably wasn't the best idea for me. I don't know how to drive a tank in this. I think someone is in the gun. Can I fire? No, I can't fire anything. It's not fun. We'll drive over this guy here. But yeah, that was not a great idea. Ghost Keel went down pretty quick after that. Breachers are amazing because obviously they have, it's strength 4 at 50, maybe it's 12 inches, and then at like 8 inches it is strength 5, and at 4 inches or 6 inches. I could probably check, you know, that'd make more sense when I'm sitting here trying to remember things. Right, I'll bring up the breacher team view. Alright, so breacher team, oh sorry, it's strength at 15 inches it's assault 2 strength 4, at 10 inches assault 2 strength 5 minus 1 AP, and at 5 inches it's assault 2 strength 6 minus 2 AP. So I have, every time I'm playing with my breachers, I always put them in a devilfish because they're only fire warriors. They've 4 up save, they're not very tough, so most of the time you're rolling armor saves. So what I do is I try and, you know, get some other targets up there, so like the Riptide, the Piranha, and then try and bring up the breachers. So they weren't Vestroyans. Basically they all had melta guns or last guns or something, and they were really scary, and these guys were kind of doing a bit of damage and taking out stuff left, right and centre and adding wounds. So what I done was I flew the devilfish up, disembarked them, and the devilfish was shooting at them as well. But the breachers at like strength 6 minus 2 AP, I think the guardsmen were up to like 6 up saves, so it was really hard for them to actually survive. So two volleys of shooting from the breachers took down the squad of veteran guys, and they started moving across to take down some tanks or even try and get some damage in on some tanks. But that didn't go too well because we had to concede in the end because Raboot Gilliman got absolutely destroyed by some tanks. But overall I think the list would probably benefit a bit more if I wasn't using, that's obviously a plasma gun, it's all ectoplasma-ish. Okay, I died again. I think to change the list I might drop the Riptide because there's a lot of points sunk into him and he draws a lot of attention. I'd probably drop the Pathfinders as well for a 1500 point game and bring a 10-man unit of standard fire warriors with the 30-inch rifles and put them beside a pulse accelerator drone. Then again I'd have to bring Pathfinders for that. Like the Pathfinders, they weren't bad. Marker lights didn't go off, rail rifles couldn't hit anything. That was the only problem I had with them. But if I could, you know, fit in, oh there you go, okay, Space Marines win. If I could fit in the normal fire warriors, the strike team and the breacher team and Pathfinders along with a third troop choice, I'd be happy enough, because getting the marker lights off is pretty helpful, especially for, you know, when your tanks are getting wounded. The Riptide took an awful doing. He got wounded up pretty quick because they just focus fired on him with a bunch of Lehman Russes and Basilisks and blew him to pieces. Crisis suits, you know, having them in Manta Strike is a big deal. I'd probably, if like there's what, like 8 of us in our wargaming group and there was maybe 4 or 5 of us actually play 40k, so it's generally going to be Tyranids, Ultramarines, Guard, Mechanicus or Grey Knights, and one of the lads plays 4 of them armies. So I'm thinking maybe 2 3-man squads of crisis suits. You know, I run my crisis suits with plasma and fusion because you get rapid fire on the plasma and the fusion is always good, but like the turn you deep strike, you're not getting your full benefit of the fusion because you can't, you have to stay with it out of 9 inches, so you can't get it within 8 to get the 2 dice damage. And normally I give them advanced targeting systems, so they're minus 1 AP, so it's pretty good with the fusion blaster. But like, I think maybe taking I think it's a multi-tracker, so I ignore ones or I reroll ones. I think it's probably better, and I think I should probably look at getting a second set of crisis suits. I don't think I have enough to make a 3-man squad or 2 3-man squads, so probably just pick up the start playing box set again. I don't think there's much else I'd change. Like it was a hard game, like a really hard game, because there was so much tanks and I couldn't get through them. So maybe like if I change the Riptide to take the Ion Accelerator, it puts them over 400 points, like 407 points or something. And that's a lot of points in a 1500 point game. A third of your army is nearly on one elite choice. So I don't know if that's the best decision to go with. Okay, I died. I don't know how, but things exploded and I died. And like, the Ethereals are cheap enough, that's why I don't mind taking them. They can do a few bits, yeah, a few different things. Commander has smart missile system, so you ignore line of sight. The stealth suits, they're putting out 16 shots a turn when there's 3 of them there. The Ghost Skill has 2 flamers and the Fusion Collider. I might drop the Fusion Collider and take the Ion Accelerator next time. Fusion Collider is 44 points and it's range 18, heavy D3, strength 8, -4 AP, D6 damage. That's what, like, it's good for tank hunting, especially because it has an infiltrator move. The cyclic Ion Raker is 39 points. I see, this is the benefits of taking the Ion Raker. Standard is 24-inch range, heavy 6, strength 7, -1 AP, or the overcharge is 24 inches, heavy D6, strength 8, -1 D3 damage. So like, it's a bit of a risk there of taking some damage yourself, but you've a bit more range, so you're kind of not as close to the enemy when you're trying to shoot them. And the Hammerhead, I do think I need a couple of them if I want them to be effective with long strike, because he gives them benefits. He gives them like advanced shooting or something, so basically it's a 3+ or 2+ to hit, so it's pretty decent. Like, imagine an Ion I don't know, Ion Cannon is what it could be called. I'll add it in. Railgun is 38 points on Long Strike's Hammerhead, and the Ion Cannon is 55. Ion Cannon standards, range 60, heavy 3, strength 7, -2 AP, 2 damage, and the overcharge is 60-inch, heavy D3, strength 8, -2 AP. The only difference is D3 damage. So it's probably actually not worth your while doing that. The reason I like taking the railgun, I'm just switching it back over here on Battlescribe. The reason I like taking the railgun is you have solid shot, which is 72 inches, heavy 1, strength 10, -4 AP, D6 damage. And each time you make a roll of a 6 for this weapon, the target unit suffers D3 mortar wounds. So it's like just blasting them to bits. Or the standard one is heavy D6, strength 6, -1 damage. That's a sub-munitions shot. So I don't know, I might go with a bit more of a mechanized list next time. It's nice taking the, I was going to say brigade, it's nice taking the battalion detachment because you get your 3 command points. But you know, I got a ruined crisis suit body off someone not too long ago. It was missing a few bits and needs a bit of cleanup. So what I was thinking of doing was, I'll just throw a grenade. No, I won't, I'll die. I was thinking, because I have the parts to make another broadside suit, so I was thinking of making another one of them, so I could have, you know, the long striking Hammerhead as the HQ, and then 3 rail sides in the background, just firing off shots. Give them a drone each, even, not 2. Just give them a shield drone, so they can sit there firing railgun shots at targets that need to be taken down. Long strike is going to be hitting on a 2+. I have the breachers and the devilfish. I have the standard squad of fire warriors with their pulse accelerator drone from the Pathfinders. And the Pathfinders, you know, you can take railguns or ion rifles. I think the railguns are still decent, but I just couldn't hit at them. And when you're, this is something I learned the hard way. I done it the second time I shot with them in that game. I shot them all the marker lights at once, so they missed. So if I had have done them one at a time, the first one hits, you get to reroll ones for the second guy. So you know what I mean. You need to watch that kind of stuff. Might get a game in next week. I don't know. It's just I have a lot of commission work on and stuff at the minute, so the towel kind of been pushed to the side, and so is gaming just for the time being. Bar this, obviously this is the height of my gaming at the minute. Oh, I'm in a Rhino. It's not even my colour. How do I drive? She's not driving. Yeah, I'll just get out with this guy. But yeah, that's kind of it, guys. That's where I'm at on my list. It'll probably change another bit when I get a few. Actually, seeing as it's Tau Thursdays, I got my 3mm by 1mm magnets. So over the weekend, probably when I'm watching a film with the fiance, I might start drilling out my crisis suits and get them all magnetised up. So that's going to be pretty decent. Finally able to start painting them. And once they're all magnetised up, I can get them all painted. I think I've like 5 crisis suits, but taking a 5-man crisis suit team is expensive points wise. I kind of don't want to do that just yet until we get to like bigger point levels. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm kind of running. There's a ruined Rhino for you. It's pretty cool. Bottom of a bastion, some kind of statue with a melted gun. Let's just do a bit of sightseeing here because I can't find anyone to kill. I'll shoot so maybe they know where I am. Oh, well, there's an enemy strong point up here. I might be able to, or basically it's an objective, and the only way that you can station locked. What does that mean? That probably means that there's someone around here. Probably up here. When you're playing this Eternal Crusade stuff, you can only capture objectives as a tactical marine, which is a bit of a bummer, but sure, what are you gonna do? Combat role. I actually made some terrain this week as well. Painting has kind of been a bit of a burnout lately. Grinding through some commission stuff, like, you know, massive units of models, it does burn you out, and especially when you're not getting that buzz from playing games to keep you motivated. So I built, I'm just going to leave this now because I don't know where anyone is and the game's nearly over. If you see over here, I think I've 4 cans of Monster in there. They're empty, obviously. What I'm doing is using them for refinery train. Oh look, there's a pipe on the screen. I'll leave you look at the screen for a second. Okay. Hot glue is used here just to make it look like there's like that's all I seem to be able to do. There's this ooze coming out of it. So I just glued them all together, glued into a piece of foam board. It's all hot glue at the bottom around all of the bases of them. So I'll paint that silver and give it a blue and purple wash so it looks like welded metal, and I put some of it down the middle here as well. And then for the top, it's just corkboard. I'm going to paint up look like walls, just a bit of wood then to add a bit of variety and a different floor level. The idea was it was going to be like some kind of observatory platform, but it didn't really work, so I just wanted to show you this as it is before I paint it. And then I have this, just the back of a picture frame. I'm going to go freehand here. This ruined Rhino is actually meant to be the base for my soul grinder, but I got fed up with it, and seeing as one of the guys is an ultramarine player, I said I'd make a bit of terrain with it. Just corkboard stuck down. This bit will be painted as a wall. These bits will be painted as a wall, and so will these. The only reason I'm showing you this is I have they're like push lamps. They're like domed push lamps that make great Tau like bunkers. So I'm gonna make up a couple of them with some foam board around them, or not foam board, this is corkboard, and some MDF bases. So I might actually get painting down next week, but when I'm taking a break from painting before I completely burn out, you will probably see some Tau bunkers made up for next week. I only got 2 of them. I think it was €4 for the 2 of them, and you just take the insides out and then you glue them to a base and blah de blah. Bob's your auntie. But that's it for this, guys. That's it for this video, guys. Kind of ranting a wee bit, so I'm going to shut up and go now. But thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the terrain, and if you play Eternal Crusade, do get in touch, because I'm going to get the premium so I can play with people on it. And we'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.